Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing the readings for the month of December, and I'm going to be doing the reading for my lovely Virgos. As promised Virgs, I said I would create a individual tarot card for the month of December with the use of encaustic art. So without further ado my lovelies, I'm just going to get a base colour on here so we can start to build up the actual card for you that I can read off at the end of the reading. So with you my lovelies, I'm going to go with the base coat of the lovely magenta. Okay Virgs, so I'm just going to get this onto the card just to get some base colour, okay, for you so we can build up on. So yeah, that'll do for me, my lovely Virgs. So let's just wipe this iron clean and then we can get some further colours to build up the reading for you my lovelies. Okay, so Virgs, going to go with some blue. Okay, we'll have a little bit of white, although it's got mixed colours in the white as because of using it on the iron previously. We'll have some orange, okay, some red, some yellow, and we'll have a little bit of green here and there. Okay, so my lovelies, what messages have we got for our lovely Virgs for the month of December? Wow, I'm liking that card. Yeah, that'll do for me, lovely Virgo. So what I'm going to do is allow this to dry, okay, and then at the end of the reading I will be bringing this back in so we can get some messages for you at the end. Okay my Virgs? Okay then my lovelies, so the cards have actually dried now off the encaustic art, and if you're new to my channel then what I tend to do is I premeditate on the cards for the monthly reads, and then that allows me to do a little bit of my added poetry at the end. And the reading I'm going to be doing now is the month of December for my lovely Virgos. So I'm just going to move these out the main frame to start with Virgs, okay? So I'll just move these and then we'll get on with the actual reading for you my lovelies. So then, the card that came out for you Virgo for December was the card of alternative, okay, and then if I just open this up a little bit more, we have just get these two first. We've got to the sea, and then we have mending. Okay, now if you're new to my channel, what I tend to do is do a reading as a collective, and then I also recap after, and then we look at the romantic side of things. So I'm going to go with a collective for this reading to start with my lovelies. So coming into the month of December, here we've got the card of alternative. So I just feel that you Virgo, coming into December, there's been some issues around you where you've had some choices, or there will be some choices coming in to the month of December. And also it's a time of reflecting of what's gone on this year as we you know, the year comes to a close. And with this card of to the sea, okay, we've just got this person sort of on their own, you know, sort of reflecting there on their own in the ocean, thoughts, feelings, because obviously water is attached to emotions. And I just feel as we come into December guys, there's this quiet period, time of reflection, okay. And I also feel that for some of my Virgos, it's about mending bridges, okay. Just feel like there's some bridges to be mended here with somebody or someone. And I also felt, as I was doing the meditation for you Virgs for December, I felt as though there was some reflection on somebody from your past as well, okay. And it's like mending bridges or mending a friendship where you were out of sorts with somebody and you haven't seen them or spoken to them for a couple of months. So I do feel that it's bringing in some alternative choices for you to be made, Virgo, as we go into the month of December. So I'm just going to open this up a little bit more, and we had Stormfields, okay, with the Moonlight card. Now this is what I'm picking up of the energy that you were sort of dealing with over the last couple of months. Things have been a bit turbulent, okay, within your life itself. Now this could be to do with, as I said, I feel there's been some upset, okay, around either problems with your family. You could have had some arguments around family where, you know, it's just been that anxious, horrible energy where you've been out of sorts with somebody, okay? Because whoever this is, with the Moonlight card, as I said, you felt a bit vulnerable and you felt a bit wounded about how, you know, this has gone with either a family member or, as I said, a friend, where I do feel that there has been an argument, there has been words said or things happened in the last couple of months where, as you go into December, because obviously the time of Christmas and everything else, it's about reflecting and trying to, you know, show goodwill. And I do feel, Virgs, as you go into December, it will be trying to mend bridges here. You know, because I do think this has played on your mind a little bit. You didn't want to fall out with somebody. I just got this energy, guys, that you're coming into December where you're out of sorts a little bit with somebody around you. Now, whether you've had an argument with somebody within your workplace and there's been a bit of a, you know, you've had a sort of a bit of a heated conversation there, and you haven't been speaking to a work colleague, and it does give an air, doesn't it? You know, when we go to work every day and you sort of at odds with somebody you have to sit in an office with, okay? But I do feel, obviously, this is passing now as we go into December, and it is about mending these bridges. But as I said, I also feel the universe is stepping in here, guys. The universe is stepping in here for somebody where I feel that somebody is coming in from your past. Someone, a friend, an associate, whether it's an ex-partner. I do feel that there's going to be some connection here coming in December, Virgs, where you're reflecting as well. You know, it'll put you in this whole state of where it will make you think and reflect of this friendship or relationship that you had with this person in the past, okay? So then we had the Empress come out with the Fortune Wheel card, okay? And this always reminds me of a portal, and it's got a heart above it. So this is obviously going to be touching on the romantic side of things here, but I'm still going to start with a collective message to start with. So as I said, I do feel as we go into December, Virgs, you'll be sort of looking back, okay? Because it's like reflecting and looking back here on this relationship or situation where you did feel quite vulnerable and you've sort of had to protect yourself, you know, and it did sort of, it did sadden you really, whatever this is, whoever this person is or situation where you felt like you had to withdraw yourself away for a period of time. The words that were said and the actions that were done across you, it guarded you, okay? And you let that friendship or whatever connection die, really, because I'm in the Empress card here, holding, as I call, you know, the actual wheat, okay, like the bouquet of wheat. I always feel as that it's like it looks to me like a bouquet that's died, okay? It just symbolises that to me, and it's like you held this friendship close, you held this person close, you held this connection close, guys. You know, that has sort of died over the last previous months, okay? And it did wound you as well, okay? Because you've done nothing really, but you know, you've just sort of sat there reflecting on it and thinking, you know, I do want to mend bridges here, I do want to build bridges back up, and it's really, really affected you, you know, that it sort of really, really upset you to think that this actually happened between the two of you. Or I said it could be a collective few of you, you know, if it's a family element where you've been out of sorts and you've sort of taken yourself away because you did feel hurt and wounded by words said from a family member. Okay, it's not going to resonate with everybody, but this was the feeling I was picking up with the collective Virgos going into the month of December. And that's why the universe is giving you this alternative card, guys, because it's making you think, really, saying, as you go into the month of December, and as I said, it's about family, you know, families coming together, because it's Christmas time, and this is what you're thinking, you're reflecting here with the Moonlight card, that, you know, I don't want this, I don't want to be out of sorts with my friend, I don't want to be out of sorts with my family as I'm coming to the Christmas period. And it's about, as I say, I do feel that this storm will pass, and you will be offering sort of an olive branch out in the month of December to try and mend bridges here, my lovelies. So then we have the High Priestess of Earth and the Belonging card. Now the House of Night, as it is here, this High Priestess of Earth, because of the headspace here, okay, it's just again reflecting really the inner emotions and the thought process that's been going around in your headspace, guys, thinking, you know, I can't believe, you know, that this feud has gone on as long as it has, because that's what I'm feeling. It is a feud. It's just this essence of not speaking to one another. Like I say, I feel there was a massive argument, or something was blown out into the open at the start of it all, where you aired your opinions maybe, and it didn't go down well either with your work colleagues, or, as I said, a friend or family member, you know, but you had to get that out. You had to say no, you know, and you had your say, and then they had their say, and then it was a case of no man's land. Okay, well, I'm cutting myself away from you, and they cut themselves away from yourself, and it was just a sad state of affairs, and it's played on your mind, you know, and to the fact that you've even sat up at night thinking, you know, gosh, you know, I can't believe that it got to this, you know, to that state. But as we go into, as I said, December, I do feel these bridges, this friendship is going to be mended. Okay, with an olive branch, because of it's the season of goodwill, where families do come back together. So that's what I was feeling on the collective. For the romantic side, my lovelies, if I'll just go back with these cards a second. So alternative is obviously, you've got alternative choices on the romantic side here, and this is you, my lovelies, just weighing the situation up here, because I do feel with there's like two elements here behind this boat where this person is sitting in. So you're contemplating at the minute about two people that you've got this romantic feeling, romantic connection with, okay? And it's here with the mending card. You've obviously been sort of building up some kind of friendship, some kind of relationship with these two key players, I'll say, okay, these two key players here. But you're on the fence, really, my lovelies, going into December. You're really on the fence here with this Moonlight card, and it's playing on your emotions, okay, of undecided, because we've got two pathways here as well on these storm fields. We've got a path going this way and a path straight to the house, okay? And with the storm in the background, it's just basically saying it's causing a whirl, a storm in your head for the decision. That's why we've got the High Priestess. So it's like mimicking, this is like mimicking what's going on in your head about these choices of these two people. One of them, I do feel, okay, one of them is someone that you've sort of had a longer connection with, okay. It stems longer with the one of the relationship people, okay? Because having the fortune wheel looking through, you know, sort of looking through the portal, it's like a relationship that you've sort of revisited earlier, okay? Or if I can say, it's somebody out the two you've known one longer than the other. That's what I want to say. That's what I'm trying to get across, okay? And then with the Empress card here, this is about trying to protect yourself. It's trying to protect yourself because obviously you like these two people for the same things. Like, you don't favour one over the other, really, and this is why it's making it a difficult decision, guys. It's making it a difficult decision to say, you know, I don't really want to split paths here. I want to sort of stop in the middle and still have these people both as friends. It's that kind of a situation, guys, where you'll think to yourself, is it worth starting a relationship with one of them to lose the other? Okay, is it worth starting a relationship with one, okay, and then, like I say, to think to yourself, if I sort of lean towards the one person, then you know you're going to break away from the other. And this is what's screwing your headspace up a little bit. And this is why the belonging House of Night card here, again with you, you're getting some sleepless nights here over the romantic side of things, my lovelies. Undecided of which person, okay, that you feel more affection to. And then it's, as I said, you're sort of guarding yourself here, because you're thinking to yourself, well, if I do make a decision and go one way and leave, you know, and leave the other one to the wayside a little bit, then it is going to cause a storm. I feel there is going to be an upset here, and you know that in your hearts. I just think you know that if you do make a decision, okay, that you are drawn to one more than the other, then it is going to cause a bit of a stir with the person who you're not drawn to, basically. So it is a hard one, Virgs. This one it really is a hard decision, and I can understand on the romantic side why you are feeling like this, thinking, you know, is it worth just keeping things as they are, not tipping the boat, not tipping the boat really, and just keeping it on an even keel here, just keeping the two connected, because that's why I feel, you know, we've got the mending here. I just feel it's keeping a tie between the two people who you seem attracted to. But then you're sitting there on the fence then thinking, well, hang on a minute, this is like your emotions here, thinking, you know, well, what do? I do want a relationship with somebody, but then again, I don't want to upset somebody in the process and lose somebody who I feel is quite dear to me. That is a tough one there for you, Virgs, to be honest. That is a tough cookie one there. But to be fair, with the storm fields here, I just think you're just gonna stand and meet halfway. So you do keep your options open there for a little while longer before you make any decisions. It's just the universe's way, really, saying, just let it ride until the new year, just to gain a little bit more feeling of how these relationships are going to go with these two people. Okay, my lovelies, because like I say, that it's a very fine split between the two here. Of you know, it's like they mirror one another. These people who you're attracted to, it's like you can't really split the difference between either one, because you like each person. You've got so much love and feeling for each person that it's hard for you to differentiate. I can never say that word. What shall I say? It's hard for you to put one higher than the other. That's what I'm going to say. You've just got them on this even keel, on this even platform. So yeah, there's a lot of food for thought there for you, Virgs, on the relationship side here. But I do feel the one is somebody you've known just that little bit longer and has been connected to your past a lot longer than this other person that you've got on the anvil, so to speak. But it is causing you, as I say, to put yourself out, here and just contemplate, really. You know, it's not the friendships that you've got here. Okay, so it might be just saying, the universe is saying, you know, it's not the right time at the minute, my lovelies. Just keep things as they're going along the two paths, and then the storm will clear. Then it'll give you more clarity, and that's why I think this Stormfield card's coming for you on the romantic, because you know your judgment's clouded at the minute. Okay, you're in a little bit of this turmoil, so allow it a little bit longer, and that'll pass. Okay, that'll pass over, and then you can see a bit clearer then. Because having the flowers here, it's obviously the relationship grows a little bit more on either side, and then you'll get to that space there and think, well, actually, I'm clear now. I am actually going to go in that one direction and go with that person, but still have them, you know, as a friend, but don't rush in. That's all I'm saying. Don't rush in. So the card we had for you for both sides then, the affirmation card, we've got Seek. The power of spirit exits in all things. Everything is made of energy, and every single thing in your physical world contains a fragment of spirit, including you. We are all one with spirit and always will be connected to one another. Now, the card here really, on the collective here, I just feel because you cut yourself off, okay, from somebody who you were close to, and it's really played on your mind, you know, as I said, with this argument or taking yourself away from a family or that kind of scenario, okay, and obviously you've been sort of covered and guarded from that one side. It's just saying now, I feel, as I said, as you go into December, this is going to be removed. You know, you're going to open up, and as I said, a hand is going to be reached out, an olive branch is going to be reached out, and here it's just transformation. There's a butterfly coming out underneath this sort of gown here, what she's wearing. So I do feel on the collective, then, you know, all this, what you've been feeling with this upset, that is going to clear by the end of December. You are going to get mending, building the bridges there, and that is going to, you know, come out lovely. Now, with the relationship side of things, it's saying here, your judgment's not clear. You know, when I said you're standing there thinking, do I go with that person? Do I go with that person? And you know, you've got to close yourself off, okay? You've got to close yourself off, and it's just, you know, you've got to lose one side of a person if you're going to like be venturing and taking your heart in the direction of the one you feel more drawn to. But it's just saying there, just seek time. That's what I feel. Seek a little bit more time on here, okay? Because it is still a bit clouded at the minute. You know, the storm hasn't completely passed, okay, to give you this clarity. So December, my lovelies, it's just saying, don't make any rash decisions. Just seek a little bit more time, and then that will give you the clarity going into the new year of where your heart really lies in this relationship. Okay, my lovelies. Excuse me, I'm just going to clear my throat a second. Now I'm going to go have a look at this art, Encaustica art card that we did for you, my lovelies. Okay, they're a bit like the tea leaves, really. You just sort of look into them, and images come out to you. Okay, now here I just felt some of my Virgos, and it's not going to affect everybody because it's certain people, obviously, who are in the UK, this is going to be targeted to, because I feel here, this felt like castle steps here in this picture. Felt like somebody's going to be climbing a load of steps, okay, in December. They'll be visiting somewhere where it's like the old castle fortresses. I'm not saying it's basically down to the UK, but I just felt it was more Scotland, somebody visiting Scotland for the first time, and they will find themselves literally climbing loads of steps to an old castle building. That's what I was feeling on one of the elements in this card, okay. I also saw as well here, like somebody putting the foot down here. It was like somebody literally putting the foot down on somebody, stepping on something, and this could reflect on the reading, guys. I felt like there's some of my Virgos there either putting their foot down to say, look, enough of this stupidity now. We need to build bridges back here. It's December, goodwill, you know, we need to, you know, get back together as a family, okay? Or I feel it's somebody who's putting a foot down in a relationship. Now, whether that's a Virgo who's putting the relationship, foot down on the relationship to say, hang on a minute, we've got to stop here. This is going nowhere else at the minute, okay? Or somebody's going to be putting the foot down on a Virgo to say, you know, woo up a minute here. I feel like we've sort of drifted apart a little bit, and it'll be a case of somebody putting the brakes on, okay? And it'll be a case of just talking things around, really, okay? But it could also reflect on what I said about the romantic issue where there's two, you know, your heart's in two camps. And it's about putting the foot on yourself, putting the foot on that relationship, the brake on that relationship, as I said, to seek a little bit more time to know where your heart really lies, my lovelies, okay? I also had, there's a fish in here, okay? An open mouth, there's the fish's eye, okay? And a fish was a symbol to me that something is going to be resurfacing for my Virgs. And I do feel that is a person that's going to be resurfacing. And as we looked here, in this card, I just felt it was somebody going to be coming in from your past, somebody you're going to be hearing from, receiving a text from, receiving a Christmas card from that you haven't heard from, okay? But having the fish in this reading, my lovelies, it was just about resurfacing. I always see that as a symbol of resurfacing, okay? So yeah, so that's what I also picked up in this card, okay? I also picked up as well here that a person is going to get some information through about an appointment to do with a hospital visit or an outpatient's appointment. It's going to be cancelled or delayed, and it's going to, like, you know, it's going to upset you a little bit, okay? I just feel like somebody's got their mouth open there, like saying, I can't believe this, I've waited that long. And I do feel that you know, that is showing me in this card as well. Okay, I'm just going to turn it around and see if I can see anything else in here. Yeah, I did see as well, some of you are getting the light. There's a couple of aspects here, especially here. It's like somebody's actually coming out of a dark tunnel here. But I saw a house move. There's an actual house here, and it's got land around it, okay? Now, whether you're going to be looking at a house and it's got land to it, you know, as in it's something that you're thinking of buying or looking to build in the new year. But I just saw here, it's like, so I could see somebody, and I could see snow on the field, and I could see a house quite on its own, and it was absolutely lovely views, and it was in sort of in the middle of nowhere. And I just felt like some of my Virgs are standing there taking it all and thinking, wow, this is going to be, you could either envision the house being built there, or there's a house already there with this land, and it's something that my Virgs will be looking at. So I'll pick that up in there, okay? So that was another thing I picked up in there. Let's have another turn around. So you get so much in these when you start, as I said, when I was doing them before these dried, that you know, they're like another little worlds, really, okay? So yeah, and I can also see here, down here, there's some of my Virgs will be attending an actual Christmas wedding, okay? I can actually see, you know, closer to Christmas, there's an actual wedding here, okay? And I do feel that it's an area where there will be already snow, where you know, on the day of their wedding, it'll just be that cold, frosty, you know, with the trees covered in frost. But I do see a wedding there as well, okay, for some of my Virgs I will be attending. Let's just give it one more last look before I carry on. Okay. And we've got fingers crossed here. I feel right here in this card here, I've got fingers crossed just like that. So somebody is crossing their fingers, and I do feel it's that somebody's trying to get pregnant, okay? Somebody's trying to get pregnant, or they'll be doing a pregnancy test thinking, yeah, fingers crossed, it's this time. So I do think there's going to be news to do with a pregnancy as well in the month of December for some of my Virgs. So that's what I pick up from the card then, my lovelies. I'm just going to read my poetry now, because this is what I do after I've meditated on the cards. And we've got here, as the year draws to an end, you reflect on the year. Know the storm clouds are long gone, the sky is finally clear. New pathways await you as the new year dawns. No more reaching rock bottom, it's time to open doors. Know as you enter 2020, there'll be something that you find. Someone from your past will return, someone who's one of a kind. So as the new year enters in, step in with a positive heart, knowing the foundations are solid, so you can go and start getting balance back in your life, taking pressures off your mind. In 2020, learn to look with both eyes and don't be so blind to the truth. So yeah, if I could just reflect on my poem a little bit. As the year draws to an end, you reflect on the year. So this is what I was picking up on this card here, to the sea. As I said, I do feel there's a lot of reflection going on. As I mentioned, I do feel like there's somebody out of sorts. There'd been some split. You know, there's been this big argument, and you know, but it's about mending bridges, guys. Okay, because the storm clouds are long gone on that, and I feel as you go into December, they have passed. The words have been said, and you know, the air can be, you know, the air's cleared where you can start building those bridges back. Okay, new pathways await you as the new year dawns. So I do feel there is new pathways, where I picked up in this card here, excuse me, about the people, you know, looking at this property, looking at this land. Okay, and I do feel as well it's time to open doors as well as we enter in 2020, and this is to do with opening doors on new opportunities, and also I said on the relationship side. Okay, and I do feel like someone from your past will return, because I do feel this fortune wheel here, I do feel, because it's looking into the, you know, you're looking through the portal, and I always look at that like looking into the past. So I do feel there will be some connections here. You will hear from somebody from your past, my lovelies. And it is about getting balance as well back in your life. I do feel for a lot of you, especially when you've gone through this feud, because I just keep saying that word, feud. Okay, so I do feel going into 2020, okay, it's about you know, taking the pressures off your mind, your worries and everything that this has caused you, and then it's saying to look back and don't be so blind. Don't, you know, don't keep raking up old ground. You've got to move forward. Okay, this is why I always think of December as like it's a celebration. We've survived a year, guys. We've survived, you know, whatever life's thrown at us in the last, you know, 11 months before we come into December. On Christmas Day, I always sit there and think, wow, you know, we've done it. We've, you know, yeah, we've lost people, we've lost friendships, we've done things, we've moved, we've done this. But it's like to say, okay, you know, I accept what's gone on here. Let's go on now with a positive mindset, you know, and let's move forward into the next new year, and then just see what happens, you know, get your balance right, and we'll go forward with a positive look on it. So yeah, my lovelies, what I'm going to do now is just pick out a charm just to wrap this reading up for today. Okay, so yeah, just for the Christmas. So yeah, I'm just going to give these a little shake. So yeah, sound like bells, jingle bells, jingle bells. So yeah, we'll just pick out a lovely little charm just to wrap this up, my lovelies. So let's have a look what we've got. So, oh wow, we've got an angel wing here. Okay, so the angel wing to me always symbolises in a charm, it's about protection. Okay, and yeah, you have been protecting yourself, Virgs, as I said, from these situations where you have felt vulnerable, you have felt it's out of sorts here. You know, you don't like to, you know, to be falling out with anybody really. So yeah, it's about protection of yourself, and going into December, it's about just protecting, you know, what's nearest and dear, you know, what's dear to your heart really. And with the angel wing on the romantic here, again, it's don't leap too fast, okay, in this decision. Take guidance. I do feel you'll tune in here with your own heart feeling here, but just know as well you're being protected, okay. These two people, you love to bits for different reasons, but like I say, it's a very, very fine line that you can't, you know, there isn't a line really that you could cut right down and say, yeah, I like that one because of all this, and I like one that. It's like so fine line, this relationship is, and that's what's really affecting you. But it's just saying here, take the guidance, my lovelies, okay, from your angels, go into your meditation, and just connect with your own heart space, okay, and then connect with that each individual person, and get the allow you that more, you know, allow you that bit more time to make sure that if you do decide to go with one more than the other, that you've allowed enough time and your own inner guidance to be led to that choice for the right one, my lovelies. So Virgs, I hope you can take something from that December reading. I wish you a wonderful Merry Christmas, and I'll look forward to reading to you in the new year. So yeah, have a lovely time with your families and friends, etc. And yeah, thank you for supporting me in my journey. I've only been going, as you know, since June, end of June, and you know, hopefully that as we go into the new year, we can build our friendships up even more. So yeah, take care of yourselves. Happy Christmas. Bye then. Bye.